Check it out. Got this in the mail today. I don't really follow NASCAR too much anymore, but my 10-year-old's a huge Aerosmith fan, and it's on the hood. And I didn't even know this thing existed. It must have been raced before I watched. Kenny Wallace is the driver, and that made it cool for me to buy. He's pretty awesome. I met him at a dirt track once, and I realized I had to ask him. I was like, hey man, does your nephew Steven have Tourette syndrome? Because I have it sometimes. I like twitch my head a little bit or something. And he's like, yeah. I was the first person to ask. And next thing I know, they're doing an article about it with NASCAR, and then Kenny himself comes out saying he also had it. And I was like, wow, I didn't even know that when I was talking to him. And then after we talked for a little bit, he invited me into his trailer, brought me a few beers. I was like, I'm not worthy, because I was a huge NASCAR fan at the time. Then I'm like, my wife wished she was here. And he's like, I'm like, she's your biggest fan. And he's like, oh, well, you want me to call her? So he calls her up, and she answers the phone, and he's like, hey. And she's like, hello. And then she freaked out when she realized who it was, which was pretty awesome. And he says, so I hear your husband has Tourette's. And she's like, yeah. He's like, oh, he's shaking his head a little bit. He's like, at least he ain't shaking his wanger. He could be doing that. And she's like, yeah, that's true. Which I thought was pretty funny. But, yeah, I'll be a fan for life of that guy right there. Kenny Wallace. Pretty cool guy.